Hey, it's Tim Byrne. Hi. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in every Wednesday night. I really appreciate it. Make as many comments as you can and subscribe on YouTube. This is also a video presentation as well as an audio presentation on YouTube, Spotify, Google Music, and of course I post them a couple of weeks later on LinkedIn, on my LinkedIn channel. Tonight's episode is with Doug Macy. He's an old friend. We were down at the Remy show a month or so ago, and we sat around and talked about bidding jobs and getting ripped off by clients and making mistakes. Dougie's a good friend, genuine, loyal, kind. Anybody be proud to have him on their vendor team. And he's honest, and I really like that about him. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. I promise I'll see you in 30 minutes on the backside. No podcast would not be the same if it wasn't for my good friend Douglas Macy. Brother, how are you?
Great to see you, man.
Great to see you too.
That's not a fake bro hug.
That was not fake bro hug.
No, this man is fantastic. Did I break this yet?
We did a sales workshop this morning, and it was not well attended. What was there, 15, 20 people there?
Yeah, that weren't directly employed by you or personally
Sure, 15, there was 15 people that were there. Right.
And it was from this trade show floor that it was offered for free.
And the escalators only started working at 8:02.
Take the stairs, man. Come on.
But they didn't. And then two, I think most people, and I've been, PM Expo has here's a trade show seminar that nobody goes to. And I think that a lot of sales people go, I know how to do it.
Right.
Right. What can I learn? Because I think a lot of people automatically default sales as some kind of personality trait and not a skill that you learn. Would you agree?
It's significantly more than inherent willingness to speak to people and put yourself out there. It is connecting and achieving greatness and solving people's problems. And you're great when you can solve somebody else's problem by making a sale.
But there's definitely a science to, so I mean, you can waste a lot of time talking and meeting to a lot of people without actually turning revenue. And I really think there's a science and an art to take a stranger to a paycheck.
Well, you're jumping to the bottom line. And the reality is that Xerox built its corporation from a strategic selling strategy and platform. And if you went to Xerox, you were successful everywhere else. Whereas IBM didn't have that strategic strategy, and they used smart people, but they didn't have an approach. Your approach this morning was wickedly condensed from the approach I saw in 2013. And I could tell you why I'm successful because of I'm embracing a lot of those truths.
Right?
3 days. And you took three days and condensed it into 30 minutes. Yeah. These guys, if they weren't paying attention, lost all the golden nuggets that you gave them. And there were lots of them that I still practice 7 years later. And I've grown my business from 0 sales. I had the privilege and of your warm embrace to say, come and learn. Let me recharge your batteries, because that's how low I was.
Yeah. Now you just started your own business, right?
Just. And we were even talking about what to call it. And I think you were also part of it too.
Yeah.
So you jumped 7 years ahead. I've got a prospering business. I've got employees working for me. I've got a very happy wife that makes life very good. And my kids can rely upon me. But more important,
is your son working for you now?
He worked for me, and now he's back in school postgraduate work.
Is he going to come back for the summer?
No, he wants to be a teacher, and that's okay. But I have two other boys, and the youngest guy saying, Dad, I want to come to work with you. I said, you can. That's an option.
How old is he? The youngest one that wants?
He's 17 now. So we'll see how he
just finished high school?
No, grade 11.
Grade 11.
Okay. And it's all good. But at the end of the day, the best part about all of this is that I actually deliver value to my customers. They actually appreciate and recommend me. They're my best salespeople because we do the work that we're supposed to do that they need done.
You really spent some time to educate yourself and even recharge your batteries, you said, in 2013. I think that most salespeople, I think most people don't do any professional development.
Right.
I offer, inside of Stadia, I offer professional development to my staff.
and I actually guarantee a raise if they do professional development. Do you know how many people did it last year?
Tell me. 2.
Out of 50?
And how many got raises?
2.
Fantastic.
But
Did
I
you
think,
brag about it at the
oh yeah,
Christmas
totally.
party?
But I think people don't. Like this morning, only having 15 people come, and we know there's 500 people in here, 600 people in here that are vendors, 600 heads,
Right.
130 booths. Each booth's got 3-4 people. Maybe not that many. Yeah, not that many. 130 booths. Each booth's got 2 to 3.
Right.
So 450 to 500 people. We get 15 people that show up because the others all thought that there was not value to it.
Their employers, their managers didn't say, well, what's wrong with a little new knowledge? Oh, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, muffin. You have to break through Toronto's traffic. Come on. Who doesn't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning if they already want to do business in Toronto? If you have an 8 o'clock meeting, and with the traffic evolving as badly.
What time does your day start at?
My day starts at 6 in the morning.
Does it start like on a computer, on your phone, 6 a.m.? Work? Physical work?
I get the automatic incident report sent to me of all of my clients, and it's an exception report from the time I go to sleep till the last.
So you get an email that says blah, 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 blah.
And I know exactly who I need to call, who I need to support, who I need to nurture, who I need to help with, how many people text I have to deal with.
Get out to do whatever.
And because I'm so on top of it for 7 years straight, the new clients coming on board very seldom have those issues. We're not perfect. No way are we perfect. We just completed an install in Barrie.
Where?
They gave, I'll tell you later. They gave the cleaners access to the building, but not the right access code, and didn't tell us the access code, so they set off the alarm at 6 o'clock in the morning. Police show up. The guy's cleaning it with the headphones on.
Not supposed to be in there.
Well, he was supposed to be in there. He got his job, but then, of course, they called the client, they waved him off, and it's not a problem. But that's an avoidable error that we go through the details, the painstaking nuances that differentiate it. Nobody in the sales world wants to talk details. They want to talk 30,000 feet, but we really live in the detail world.
You still work out of your house?
I work out of my car, but I live in my house.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's easy. If I have to do more paperwork after a 12-hour day, I put the 2 hours at my home. And with notebook, computers, and smartphones, and
I have not opened my laptop in 12 months because we turned all our technology, including our bookkeeping, into a phone app.
The Wendy app is brilliant. One day we'll talk about, maybe I'll jump
but
onto it as well.
I love lying on my couch and working, which I know sounds really, really funny, but I don't want to sit at a desk.
I think I still, maybe I'm old school.
You like to sit at a desk?
I like the typewriting. I like the working on a main computer and going through that process. It really, for me, makes it better.
You're about to hire staff. You said this before we went in the air.
Yeah. I'd like to buy more staff. I want to find good people, but it's hard to find the right people who are willing to work. I put an ad on one of the portals. The ad generated responses. They say to me, I'm willing to work at this rate. My business associates and I, who share the cost of the labor, so we also drive the quality and can invest more by hiring a shared risk. They're telling them a different number than what I hired them for. And it's like, hang on a second. We want to work with you, but let's be consistent. You work for all of us the same way. And it's not like I'm enforcing a standard in the industry, but I am expecting a quality and a consistency amongst the people we work with. We have to.
Why'd you decide to do the Remy show? It's new. What brought you here? Chuck? Just Chuck Nerver calling you?
Chuck and I talked. You and I talked. Anthony and I talked about the value in being part of something special.
Are you still going to do PM Expo?
Absolutely. That's 3 days. And what's interesting about the PM Expo show is it's aligned with Construct Canada. It's aligned with the Real Estate Forum. So you have the guys who own the property getting market information. The guys who are talking to the guys who own the property going, I want your management business. Those guys are the people I want to talk to. The Construct guys are talking about what are we going to be building and all the suppliers underneath. And it's a beautiful, evolving feeding pool. This show would be greater and do better if they had a value proposition for owners to be here as well. That would be really fantastic.
How many shows do you do a year? Just
we
the
only
two?
do 1 or 2 shows.
Right now,
this is new. This is new.
If
we
this
were
works
doing
out.
one that's a little earlier in the spring, but I found that it had lost
Springfest. Springfest?
I found that it was losing its appeal, losing its value proposition to us. And it used to be, I'm going to start a project. I want to make sure that the right people are in the marketplace. I want to make sure the right contractors are out there. Maybe I'll do one last price check, see if anybody's new out there. The clients aren't coming to the show.
Are they not? I haven't been so I haven't been to Springfest in years.
I was there 3 years in a row.
Did you not like it either, Kat?
I was there 3 years in a row, and I didn't go this year because each year a diminishing return, diminishing attendance. My costs, I manage very, very closely, as your team knows. My cost, I have
that was
to
a shot at you, Al. That's what that was.
It was not a shot at all. It was a declaration, an honest declaration that I do.
So your business has had good growth, right?
Yes, 35% growth year over year.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. I've had this happen this year. We had growth,
right,
in the same range.
That's phenomenal.
Okay, that's bad. So you run out of cash. Have you found a point where you run out of cash?
No. I manage my relationships with my suppliers.
But people still
closely.
take 60, 70 days to pay because they're jerks.
No, they don't.
My God.
I also get
Davison Young takes 60, 70, 80 days to pay a bill.
But if they want a project started, I take a deposit.
Cadillac Fairview last year at the Toronto Eaton Center, I had a huge fight with them over this. They literally let us wait on some bills 12 months.
That is inappropriate for a large publicly traded company to make a small is the wrong word for you,
I'm small.
but a private company wait. It's not good management. And that's the fastest way to accelerate a recession is by closing up the flow of money.
Sure.
You're going to hurt the market big time.
Oh, right. But this year I found myself in 2 or 3 occasions where I literally ran out of cash. Like I was outgrowing my cash.
Then you grew way too fast for your business model.
Well, 18-20% for
you have to make your
18-20% for a mature company is huge.
Right.
You start getting double-digit growth in any corporation that's over 10 years of age, and you're taking a risk of running out of cash. You either capitalize it, go to the bank, borrow, go take some money out of your house, or you go, I'm going to use my own cash and I'm going to restrict the growth.
Or you tell your suppliers you got to wait, or you tell your clients you got to belly up to the table before I step on your floor. And if they still stress you out, you have to have the belly-to-belly conversation. The doors are coming out until I get paid.
Against the law.
It's against the law.
It's against the law to remove your crap from that guy's building.
Nobody wants to have that conversation, ever.
I've had
it. But you can do a lien.
Right, but you know your client's automatically paying in 45 days. So the lien act's changed too, right? We had that lawyer on a few months back. That lien act's changed. Actually, we should have it back on because another change coming this in October 2019. Another change.
Right.
There's 2 big changes of lien act, but it used to be 30. Now it's 45. But liens are really hard because once you put a lien on a building, there is no going back. Your client relation is now done. That's why Crown Property Management hates my guts. I liened one of their buildings once, not for them, for a contractor I worked on the building.
Right.
Not them.
Right.
A general contractor on the building.
And what recourse did you have? You're a business operator.
No,
so you have to decide how big do you want to play in the marketplace.
It gets worse too. The general contractor was out of New Jersey. So he's done, tells me I'm not getting paid. And I'm like, and it's a $12,000 bill. I'm never getting my money. Do you get it? Like, he's out of Jersey.
Right. Right.
And here's the drag is he was for a prospective new owner for the building. So Crown doesn't care. Like everybody's third party to the third party.
Doesn't care. You have no recourse.
None. So I leaned it.
Eat it. Wait, why did you capture a deposit first?
No, because I got brought in there because of the way the structure of the property management and the ownership was. I was asked to hang the stage and do some due diligence on the wall. I did it.
Who issued the purchase order?
The general contractor. I did it, and I tell you, I did it, and I was blind because you know how you get when you're on a roll.
Yeah.
Right, busy getting lots of POs.
Humanity gets the worst of it sometimes.
Right, you're like, woo, yeah, take that. Woo, yeah, take that. Woo, take that. And they're like, woo, take that. Oh my God, not paying. Right. Right. But I was panicking, and I had a bunch of people doing. This is a funny thing too. Evolution of money. I had a bunch of people a bunch of customers all doing the Dribby Drab. This is years ago, right? This is 20, 30 years ago. And I had a bunch of guys doing Dribsy Drabs, you know me, and I went to them, talked to them, and they went, hey man, the guy's out of New Jersey. It was for the other owner of the owner's rep who represented the owner.
That's an application.
But I ambiguously went out and took the job without doing my due diligence. And I looked at him and I said, the only recourse I have is to lien your building. And they did one of these to me. I leaned it. Les Miller from Crown wrote me a check.
And said, never call me again.
Never fucking call me. Get out. And I'm like, don't you, by the way, so this is 25 years ago.
Right.
I'm 3 trucks in the road.
You're
4 trucks.
That's painful.
Oh, to have somebody not have you pay your 14 grand, it was 12,000 plus tax.
At a 10% profit margin, that's $120,000 you have to sell now.
To get that
Nobody
back,
operates at a 10% profit margin. It's crazy, painful.
So literally, like, get out of my, and I'm like, I wasn't getting paid. This is people not eating.
Right. You still had to take it. So the only solution I have is by managing my cash and managing my relationships. If I have a big job, I set in advance a relationship.
So my
with my
warning this to you is just make sure that when you get those moments, you're going, P.O. You got to stop and go, okay, what's this one about? Did I do my due diligence? Do I know who I'm actually accepting the work from? Because you get really excited.
I have very good people around me who occasionally remind me to
be humble,
with a pinprick, to be humble, take the air out of the balloon, and look at the numbers. And when I'm not sure, and a contract comes my way, I make sure that those competent, capable people read it.
I learned that when I get
because I'm all about. Yeah, baby, let's make sales.
Right? You get excited. And the problem is, today I don't do it, but when people send you a purchase order within a few hours of you submitting a price, that makes me nervous. Like PO, I send a price, they send me a PO.
Tell me why it makes you nervous.
Because I made a mistake.
You left money on the table?
I've done something wrong when I get a purchase order that fast.
Oh, look at that. Here it comes. Oh, what did I miss? There's a nuance. There's a detail. I hate
Well, ironically, like I said this morning, though, 2 things. A, I've left money on the table. And B, I shouldn't have done it anyway because I wasn't friends with my clients.
Right.
I shouldn't do work for people I don't know.
Right.
I don't think anybody should do work for people they don't know. In the business-to-business world, don't do business with people you don't know.
You don't know. It's good to start the relationship, and if it accelerates to an opportunity, you quote.
I'm all about breaking bread with somebody before I start doing money with you. There's only 2 things that are important to me: my sex life and money. The only 2 things that anybody ever cares about. And I got to tell you, my customers are touching my money.
Somebody made eye contact over there when you said your sex life.
Oh,
I'm
she
not
knows
sure
that.
Why.
But on the money side of it, I'm not sure if I won't let you in my bedroom. I'm not sure why I'm letting you in my wallet without getting to know you.
Yep, absolutely. Right. And they don't understand that it's not just them issuing you money. It's also you putting money out.
You're at risk. You're at risk, eh? You, Doug Macy, you're at risk when you step up to that plate.
And if I don't do it well, they can come back and sue me. Am I ever at risk?
Brutal, right? Yeah, it's awful. It's scary. I've had this last year. We ran out of money, and I was trying to center. You know what? The truth is, Henry in the basement, we didn't have a relationship with him. That was really the problem. It wasn't that we were doing good work, bad work. It wasn't POs. We just didn't have a relationship with the guy. So we were second fiddle. Instead, when you can call a buddy and go, okay, can you give me a hand? Right. You don't know them.
Right. They don't know you, and they're not going to bend over backwards. So they made you wait 12 months for why? What reason? Did they ever tell you?
No.
And you got paid?
Yeah. All 100%.
Are you working at all their other properties?
We work at a bunch of other ones, yeah.
Wouldn't it be just terrible if... Sorry. Terrible if half the job gets done until they get paid. Yeah, you don't go back.
The problem is a lot of my stuff is transactional. So it's a 1 day, half day, change the window. There's no doing half the job. Do you get it?
Right.
Like you're in, you're out. You couldn't even afford to drive away.
And right, I do get it.
They're like nickel and dimes, right? Like it's 1,000 here.
12 months for $1,000 isn't going to break the bank.
But when there's 50 or 60 of them, all in the $900 to $2,500 range, and literally they went from paying in 45 days to paying in 60 to paying 80, paying in 90. Then they didn't like the way the invoice read. Then they didn't like the way it looked.
That's
then they did, and you're like, okay.
You got to walk in and find out where is the problem, who in the food chain is the problem. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to find out what the story is. Why is this not being
couldn't
released?
Get it to happen.
You couldn't get into the right people. You've been in every single door throughout the city.
I couldn't get where I needed to get to make this thing go away. And the person that was directly involved with it didn't want to talk to me. To the point where they went up to a general tender,
right,
to do glass and door work, and we said no, thank you. And they went, why say no, thank you? I said, my exact words were, we're not United Way. I'm not a charity, and I can't wait 12 months to get paid. I called my competitors and told them I was out.
And you told them 12 months?
I did. I explained to him why. I told him I could exactly why. I said, I'm out. I said, I'm not doing this. My brother, Michael Byrne from E1 got that contract. And I had Dylan contact Kieran from E1 and go, tell him we're out. Tell anybody who's been in that job we're out.
Fantastic. Why should a client... I remember watching your and Steve's interview and he was talking about one of his clients and a snowplow and salting, and we're not paying him. In the meantime, he can't get anybody else to bid because everybody is now aware in the market that this is a bad client, and there's Davis and Young.
By the way, I think Halifax is a fantastic company. I think there was a challenge internally with the personality because I didn't have a friendship.
You can't be friends to everybody, but you have to be.
I think you have to. I think you do. I think somebody in your organization needs to be friends with somebody in that organization.
Great, but you can't be friends with everybody. The bookkeeper, the administrator, the person who's stamping it. I know one of my cousins was working in Quebec, and he was doing insurance, and the invoice was bilingual, everything was working, except the stamp was "thank you" in English, and they lost the contract because the stamp. I mean, the nuances that people get bent over. Somebody didn't get their gift bag, right?
Right. I've had that. Listen,
yes,
we got to go. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. Doug Macy from Trust One Security. You are my rock star.
Great conversation as always. Why aren't we doing this with beer or scotch in our hand?
Next time we will, right?
I got a bottle. Yes, that'd be great.
Next time we will. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you down at the Remy Show. It's going on today and tomorrow, June 12th and 13th. I'm Tim Byrne, Doug Macy. We'll see you this afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Check out my receding hairline. It's worse than Chris's from Filtrex. Thank you, Chris, for all your support. And thank you, Stadia Door and Glass. Thank you, Byrne on Demand, Handyman. I really appreciate all your efforts and your praise and your support over the last year and a half. This is Tim Byrne. I'm Tim Byrne Almost Live. Subscribe to me. Leave me a message. If you want to come on the podcast, call me personally at 416-984-9045. I want you to have a great Wednesday night. Be careful driving. Be careful driving home. And remember, stick your head above that foxhole, because you can't become a hero unless you do it. Have a good night.